Hey everyone, welcome. So, you've got this big cybercrime law research paper. In this explainer, we are going to break that whole assignment down into really clear, manageable steps. The goal? To help you create a paper you're going to be super proud of. You know that feeling, right? You get a huge research paper assignment, you look at the guidelines, and you just don't even know where to begin? If you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed right now, trust me, don't worry. We're here to turn all that confusion into confidence and give you a really clear path to get started.
Okay, so let's jump right in. Here's our game plan. First, we'll figure out what the core task is. Then, we'll get into crafting the paper itself, how to source and cite your evidence, the nitty-gritty of formatting and submission, and finally, the super important academic integrity rules.
All right, first things first, we gotta understand the core task. Let's really deconstruct your mission here, because honestly, getting this part right is the foundation for absolutely everything else.
Okay, this is probably the most important first step. You have to focus. I mean it. Choose one specific type of cybercrime. Don't try to cover everything. Just pick one thing. Maybe it's identity theft, maybe it's online harassment, maybe it's copyright violations, and just own that topic for the entire paper.
So, once you've picked your crime, your analysis has to happen on 3 different levels. You've got to look at state law, federal law, and international law. This kind of layered analysis is what's going to make your paper really comprehensive and stand out.
Now remember, this paper isn't just about listing facts, it's a true analysis. And to do that, you have to directly answer these key questions. How do the laws actually help police investigate? How good are these laws at stopping the crime? And ultimately, how likely is it that the justice system can really make a dent in this problem? This is where you really get to dig in and show you get it.
Okay, awesome. Now you know what you need to write about. So, let's move on to how you're going to build your case and structure this whole thing for maximum impact. Look, if you're staring at a blank page and not sure how to organize everything, the classic 5-paragraph essay is your best friend. Seriously, it's a fantastic guide. You kick things off with a strong intro, you give each of your main points its own body paragraph with support, and then you just wrap it all up with a really solid conclusion. Simple and effective. Now this is super important, so let's be really clear about how you're graded. Your grade is all about the logic of your position and how well you back it up with sources. It has absolutely nothing to do with your personal opinion or your feelings, or whether you happen to agree with the professor. It's all about building a strong, well-reasoned case. You can have the best argument in the world, but without great evidence, it's going to fall flat. So let's talk about sourcing and citing. It's time to gather your evidence. Okay, what's the magic number? 3. You need a minimum of 3 peer-reviewed academic articles. But listen, think of that as the floor, not the ceiling. The more high-quality sources you can find, the stronger your paper is going to be. Now, just as important as what to use is what to avoid. Stay away from opinion articles, news articles, blogs, and definitely Wikipedia for this kind of assignment. They're just not considered appropriate for academic work because they can be super biased. You've got to stick to the scholarly stuff. Okay, listen up, because this one is critical. The assignment says no direct quotes. So, what do? Well, your job is to read the source, really understand it, and then explain that information in your own words. It's called paraphrasing or synthesizing, and it shows a way deeper understanding. But, and this is a big but, you still have to cite where you got that idea from.
So what's the big takeaway here? You have to constantly show your reader where you're getting your information. A really great rule of thumb is to have at least one in-text citation in every single body paragraph. It does 2 things. It makes your points way stronger, and it's your absolute best defense against any hint of plagiarism.
All right, you've done all the heavy lifting. The research, the writing, you're in the home stretch. Now let's talk about mastering the presentation with formatting and submission so your paper looks as sharp as it sounds.
Here you go. This is your complete cheat sheet for formatting. There's no need to guess, just follow this table exactly. We're talking Times New Roman, 12-point font, double-spaced, 1-inch margins. The whole thing needs to be 3 to 4 full pages for the main body, and it's all got to be in APA 7th edition style. Just check off the boxes.
And when you go to put it all together, double-check that your final submission has all 4 of these parts, and in the right order. You need a title page first, then an abstract, then your main body, and you finish it off with your reference page. Okay, let's talk about our final section. And honestly, this one is incredibly important. We're talking about academic integrity, playing by the rules. Following these ensures that the work you submit is truly your own and that you get the credit you deserve for it.
So, after you upload your paper, you're going to see these Turnitin scores pop up. You need to keep an eye on two numbers. Your similarity index has to be 25% or lower, and your AI score can't be more than 19%. The cool thing is, you can check these scores and even resubmit if you need to make adjustments before that final deadline.
And let me be absolutely 100% clear on this next point, because there's zero gray area. Do not use AI tools to produce your paper. This is a zero-tolerance rule for this assignment. Every single word has to be your own work.
And that brings us to plagiarism. It's basically using someone else's work or ideas without giving them proper credit. And remember, even if you do it by accident, it's still plagiarism. But the solution is so simple. We've said it before. Just cite all your material.
Okay, we're at the very last step, the submission process. Save your final file as either a Word document or a PDF. Then upload it directly to the Assignments tab in D2L. And please, please do not email your paper. It has to go through the official course portal to be graded.
And that's it. You now have the complete blueprint for success. Everything you need, from that first spark of an idea all the way to hitting that final submit button. You are totally ready for this. Good luck, and now go get writing.